वैकेंसीज आई थी। एमपीपीसीबी की 14 वैकेंसी में से यूआर की 3 थी, और मैंने भी एग्जाम दिया था ये। तो अब देखते हैं कि एमपी ऑनलाइन ने इसका आंसर, इसकी शीट दी है। अ, इसके आंसर्स दिए, आपके आपने जो लगाए वो नहीं दिए हैं। जो करेक्ट आंसर है उन्होंने दिए हैं। असिस्टेंट इंजीनियर पोस्ट थी ये, मध्य प्रदेश पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड की। ड्यूरेशन 120 मिनट था। नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस 100। नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस 100 थे। टोटल मार्क्स 100, नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं थी। तो पहला क्वेश्चन देख लेते हैं अपन। So the first question is, which statement best explain the protective function of the ozone layer in the Earth atmosphere? Ozone absorb ultraviolet radiation and reducing harmful effects. Correct. बाकी तो करेक्ट नहीं है, आप देख सकते हो। नेक्स्ट है क्वेश्चन नंबर 2। which of the following which of the following correctly identify the type of pollutant found in water? So physical, chemical, biological substance reduce the water quality. ठीक है। नंबर थर्ड इज, इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में दिए हुए हैं, तो आप देख सकते हैं। नंबर थर्ड इज, थर्मल पॉल्यूशन इज बेस्ट डिस्क्राइब डिस्चार्ज ऑफ द हीटेड वाटर दैट रेज टेम्परेचर एंड लोअर डिजॉल्व ऑक्सीजन। ठीक है, टेम्परेचर ज्यादा होगा तो ऑक्सीजन कम हो जाएगी। सल्फर वाटर रेज टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज ऑक्सीजन लेवल। ठीक है, लोअर डिजॉल्व ऑक्सीजन, यस, लोअर डिजॉल्व ऑक्सीजन। नेक्स्ट इज, which statement best describe the formation mechanism of fumes in atmospheric pollution? Solid particles formed by condensation of vaporized substance. Next, question number 6. Question number 6 देख सकते हैं आप। Which question number 6 पर is the question number 6? Question number 6. There it is. हाँ, question number 5. Which statement best describe the formation of mechanism of fume in atmospheric pollution? Solid particles formed by condensation of vaporized substance. Next, question number 6. Which statement best explain the role of greenhouse gases in Earth's atmospheric temperature regulation? These gases trap heat, leading to the increase in global temperature. Next, question number 7. Which statement best explain the formation of secondary pollutant from primary pollutant in the atmosphere? Chemical reaction convert primary pollutant into reactive substance. Question number 7. Question number 7. Which statement best explain the formation of secondary pollutant? ये हो गया question number 7. Question number 8. Which description correctly identify primary pollutant based on their mode of atmospheric entry? Substance released directly into atmosphere without undergoing chemical transformation. Okay. Next question number 9. Which statements best explain how anthropogenic activities enhance greenhouse warming effect? Industrialization and urbanization increase carbon dioxide in concentration significantly. Next. Acid rain formation involves atmospheric reaction of sulfur and nitrogen oxide with moisture. Which statements best explain this process? These gases react with water, forming acids that significantly lower rainwater pH. Question number 12. Which instrument specifically used for measuring sound intensity level in environment monitoring, sound level meters equipped with calibrated microphone system? Question number 15. Question number 15. Heavy metals in water are harmful mainly because they accumulate in body tissues and damage organ and nerves. Question number 15. 16. Noise control at the source is achieved by installing silencers and properly maintained machines. Question number 17. Contaminated water is linked to outbreak of disease like cholera, typhoid, and dysentery, which is constrained best explain the relationship. Pathogens present in polluted water cause waterborne infection diseases. Question number 18. Which physiological response is primarily associated with stress caused by prolonged exposure to environment noise? Activation of sympathetic nervous system response. Why is the decibel scale 19? Why is the decibel scale preferred over linear scale in measuring sound intensity levels? It effectively presents a wider range of sound pressure. Question number 20. Which measures is most appropriate in the environmental noise regulation strategies, restricting loudspeaker usage and declaring silence zone? 21. Disinfection in water briefly mainly aims to destroy disease-causing microorganisms present in water. 21. 22. Which process is commonly used in advanced water treatment to break down organic contaminants using strong oxidants? Ozonation. ये चंडीगढ़ में ozonation अभी. Next. Which is the water treatment? Question number 23. If a water treatment plant observe a low oxygen transfer rate in its aeration basin, which operation change will most likely enhance gas transfer, increasing agitation in the basin. Increasing agitation in the basin, yes. Question number 24. In the context of water treatment, why might alkaline ionized water be considered for reducing corrosion and distribution? It elevates pH, can decrease metal solubility in pipes. Question number 25. An engineer is troubleshooting a reverse osmosis system, treating brackish water. The permeate flow rate suddenly decreases, but feed pressures and temperature remains constant. Which factor is most likely responsible for reduced permeate flow under these conditions? Membrane cooling has increased the resistance to water flow across the membrane. Membrane cooling has increased the resistance to increase the water flow across the membrane. Question number 26. In absorption involving a mixture of solute, which factor primarily control the distribution of absorption on the surface? Competition among solutes for limited absorbing size. A treatment plant is evaluating aeration option for sites which limited electrical supply and high dissolved iron, which system provides reliable performance with minimal energy requirement and effective iron removal. Gravity, gravity cascade aerator. Efficient iron gravity. It is the following statement by describe the design purpose of facultative pond in wastewater stabilization pond system to maintain both aerobic and anaerobic zones simultaneously. Which gaseous product is commonly generated during the anaerobic digestion of wastewater sludge? Methane gas. During biological oxidation, wastewater treatment, what is the primary function of bacteria within the activated cell process? Breakdown of organic matter into simpler substances. Now, provision of environmental law and forest climate change rules of government. These questions. A wastewater treatment plant observed a sudden decline in organic removal efficiency while influence of pest construction remains constant, which operational adjustment would most likely enhance microbial growth and restore process, increase the sludge age to allow the greater biomass development. And advanced research will show excessive nitrate concentration in its final effluent despite maintaining optimal dissolved oxygen level, which operational adjustment most likely improve denitrification efficiency under these conditions. And is biodegradable organic carbon available in the anoxic zone. Advanced research plants for excessive nitrate concentration increase biodegradable organic carbon availability in the anoxic zone. Which main impurity must be removed from boiler feed to prevent question number 34. Which main impurity must be removed from boiler feed water to prevent scale formation in industrial boiler? Calcium ion. Question number 35. Which statement best describe the primary application of the Langley saturation index in industrial water treatment system to predict scaling potential of water in pipeline? In an industrial wastewater treatment facility, why is equalization commonly used before neutralization process are applied to minimize flow fluctuation and pollution concentration? A chemical engineer. A chemical engineer observes scale formation in the high pressure boiler despite external water softening treatment. Which internal boiler treatment method would be most effective to minimize the scale deposition in this situation? Phosphate condition converts hydrant salts into non-adherent sludge deposit. 39. A facility using lime soda softening process find that the treated water still contains excessive dissolved silica. Which approach must best enhance silica removal during water condition? Hot lime soda with magnesium salt addition. City plan to improve its solid waste collection system by reducing cross contamination between organic and recycled waste. Which strategy is most effective for achieving this goal in practice? Introducing color-coded bins at the point of waste generation. 41. Which air pollution control device is designed to reduce nitrogen oxide emission from automobile catalyst converter? These are following primary advantage of using thermal oxidation in controlling gaseous organic pollutants. It breaks down volatile organic compounds to less harmful products. A thermal power plant must comply with stricter air quality standards for fine particulate matter emission. Which of additional modification would most effectively improve the performance of our existing electrostatic precipitator system, reducing velocity through precipitator units? A regulatory authority upgrades its air quality standard for nitrogen dioxide from an annual mean to 1 hour oxygen level. What is the primary reason? Short-term exposure breaks better with regime by hourly limits. What is the main? What is the objective? The main purpose of environmental protection and the umbrella law covering various aspects of environmental protection. What is the objective of plastic waste management? Will the solar rules aim to reduce plastic waste and ensure proper disposal. What is the main objective of Water Act 1974? Provide framework of preventing the controlling water pollution. Thereby water, air, and noise source and control solid and hydrogenine waste management. It may be question either. First question, which approaches emphasize the solid waste management will the solar waste process using composting, recycling, and energy recovery methods, which required for biomedical waste treatment under biomedical waste rule of the solar use incineration, autoclaving, and chemical disinfection process. What is required for biomedical waste treatment under use incineration, autoclaving, and chemical disinfection methods. Under e-waste management rule, what is the primary function of the collection center established for electronic waste? Center facilitates safe collection, storage, and channelization of e-waste. What is the main purpose of recycling e-waste and the e-waste? Recovery useful material, reducing need for raw resources. What is the purpose of silent zone under noise pollution rule of those maintains low permissible noise level in sensitive areas? If citizens observe the continuous water pollution from a factory, what is the appropriate legal route to address the violation under the Water Prevention Control of Pollution Act of 1972? File a complaint with the State Pollution Control Board. Under the Air Prevention Control of Pollution Act of 1987, how are the authorized empowered regarding fuel use in pollution control areas? Authorized regulate fuels contributing significant to air pollution levels. Option number you under plastic waste management rule 2007, which best reflect the life cycle approach to plastic waste management, integrate management, ensure reduction, reuse, recycling, self-disposal. Under hazardous and other waste rule of what does environmental sound management hazardous waste primarily ensure practiced minimize risk to human health and environment during what waste recycle life cycle. Next question, is how is airflow maintained in high volume air supply? High capacity blower creating suction pressure for airflow. In water quality energy, what is the primary function of temperature probe? By variation temperature of water samples accurately. So this is GK. GK we are doing in the next lecture.